So today was a bit overwhelming and the perfect example about why work-home self-balance is absolutely critical. So what happens if I get up late? What happens if I don't feel good? What happens if I've got meetings all day? Well, I can tell you from many years of experience, it's not easy. And a lot of times at the end of my day, I'm feeling pretty terrible because it feels like something always gets left out. But you know what? I've come up with a way to feel less crappy about working so hard to have all of the pieces fit. And I know that some of you out there are feeling this way, and you're feeling like there isn't enough of you to go around. Welcome to the club. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Elizabeth Spraggins, and this is Digging from Darkness, Living in Light. Digging from Darkness, Living in Light is a community built for folks that are feeling kind of stuck in a rotten place. Either something has happened in their life, or they've made some decisions that they regret, and they just can't seem to move forward in what it is that they dream of their life being like. So, today is April 18th, 2023, and I am Elizabeth Spraggins. I am the founder of All Joy Inspired. Today we're going to talk about work, home, and self-balance. Now, these things are really important because a lot of the times when we get a goal in our head, or we have a mission or an emergency, we focus all of our energy and our attention on that one thing. And we think that if we give it all of our energy and all of our time and all of our attention, that it's going to make that one thing work. And I can tell you that your life is more than just one thing. And if you pursue a goal, if you pursue a purpose or an emergency with every last bit of your energy and your attention, the other areas in your life are going to suffer. I'm going to specifically refer to something that I understand, and hopefully you guys will understand because it's a simple example. It's a simple explanation. I have 3 dogs. I have 3 businesses. I am married. I have children and grandchildren. I've got friends. I've got a really busy life. I'm also working on a fitness routine. Yeah, you can see I lost a little bit of weight here. I'm feeling pretty damn good about myself. Thank you so much. I've got all of this happening, and life is multifaceted like that. And if you're a human being, which I hope you are, because if you're the AI thing watching this and commenting, we're going to have to talk later, okay? You're a human being. So if you're a business owner or you're trying to launch a business or you are somebody who's just trying to make changes, it's important not to ignore the other areas of your life that are important to you, that means something to you, like a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, or your kids, or your pets. Because while we're working so hard to open up the business and we're working on many things to do with the business or many things to do with our fitness, for instance, that's another example. People that are on a fitness journey, on a diet, they tend to avoid situations in which foods are triggers or social events because they don't want to be around all that food. For me, I have a struggle. It's not with food per se. It's not with food per se. But I have a pretty serious struggle with scheduling because I have such a full life, and I added one more complication to it, which is opening multiple businesses at the same time because I'm an a-hole like that. I swear to you, my family and friends are just kind of looking at me cross-eyed like, why, Elizabeth, why? And I said, because that's just how I do things. And if you're up against something because it's a choice that you're making, good for you. But you have other areas in your life. You have friends. You have fitness. You have your health. You have a marriage or a relationship, or you have pets. And one of my biggest struggles was managing all of these things. and at least one part or two were getting left out in my schedule every day. I have 2 special needs dogs. I have 2 Caucasian Shepherds, and they're mountain dogs, and they are enormous, and they're angry, and they're strong, and they don't listen worth a damn. But because they are guard dogs, they're legit guard dogs, they're cattle dogs, they're protection animals, they're prison guards, all of these things, they are wired in their brain to be independent and to be stubborn because they're meant to think for themselves. So if my dogs don't get enough exercise, they become really destructive. And I mean, they eat furniture, they eat the walls, they break things while I'm out of the house. They have to get exercise. But because 2 of my 3 dogs are special needs, they can't walk as far as the one. So the balance is I have to walk each dog separately because they all have different abilities. And if I don't do that, the one doesn't get all of her exercise, or the other 2 are left in pain for the rest of the day. So I've been trying to fit walking my dogs, who I love dearly, like I would love my children, walking them every day, but it takes about an hour, maybe 2. And then on top of that, trying to fit in exercise in the morning, and then getting to work on time, and then doing all of these things. I swear I could turn my camera around and you'd see a 7-foot tall bookcase of stuff that has only to do with this office and this business and this corporation, which has multiple businesses in it now. Trying to get all that done and still make it home at a reasonable hour to share a meal with my husband. Where's the time left for me? Are you in a situation like that? Are you in school? Are you working a job that has you confined to an unimaginable amount of hours? Or are you a parent of little kids? Are you newlywed? All of these things. Say if you're just new to parenthood, a lot of people when they're new to parenthood, they forget to keep dating their spouse. They make excuses. We're tired. We don't have any money. You know, my spouse has to work all the time. Or if you are a new business owner, spending all of your time at the office, you're forgetting that you have a family or you have friends or sleep, right? So we are going to go into this today. We are going to talk about why it is super duper important not to forget all of the important areas in your life. So I hope you guys have a good time today. We're going to have a few laughs. But before we do, I want to thank Beard Vet Products for being an amazing company owned and operated by veterans. I love them. I highly, highly recommend them to all of you out there. Even if you're not a veteran, they support veterans' causes. Okay, guys, let's get this party started. Whoop. You might be wondering to yourself, well, I could just wing it, right? If I only pay more attention to one area or another. But what actually happens when you lose this balance between your home life, your work life, and time for you? What could possibly go wrong, and what has gone wrong, and how do you avoid that in the future? Right? Super simple. I know the intro video was a little bit lengthy, but hey, creative differences. I'm entitled. I like myself, right? So I actually have my show notes today, so the show's going to be a little bit more structured than it was last week. Man, that was a cluster FFI. That was not my favorite show. That was hard for me to do. So why is it important to keep balance? Well, you want to avoid neglecting other areas. We already went over that. I skipped ahead just because it's late in the day, yo. It's so late in the day for me. I get up at 5 o'clock every morning, sometimes 4, just because balance, right? And my sleep is suffering. So a living example of what not to do. You want to avoid neglecting other areas of your life that are important to you. We mentioned spouse, relationship. When you tend to get super focused on an area that needs a lot of attention and time, Typically, marriage tends to suffer, and that can go both ways. It doesn't just mean the person focusing loses attention on the marriage. It can mean, your spouse just isn't on board, just doesn't want to be bothered with the conversation or the effort. Or it could be the person focused on something and they are forgetting that they have a loved one at home or a loved one that they're in a relationship with. And they need time and attention too. Oh, another reason to keep balance is because you want to pace your energy. You don't want to give it all to just one thing and have nothing left to do all these other things in life that you love. For instance, I was a bodybuilder, a straight up bodybuilder from the time I was 18 until I was 30. And then when I was 30, I started dancing, and dancing was my exercise, and I went to the gym differently. But then when I retired from performing altogether and started launching all of these businesses at one time, plus going to school double full time. Yeah, I know, right? I've already done it. I didn't have any time left for the gym, so I did what I could. I walked all 3 dogs, or I would do push-ups or sit-ups at home, but then eventually the stress got so bad, I stopped working out altogether. And as a woman who's about to be 46, things happen. And the body needs muscle mass. A female body at my age needs muscle mass. So metabolic function can stay on track. Because when I lost all my muscle mass, my middle just got really big. And I'm not a habitually obese person or overweight person, but the last 8 months or so, I put on a few pounds. Not happy about it. Where am I supposed to find the time to do that with all these other things? You have a similar story? Do you? Another reason to keep balance is you want to be aware of issues as they arise in all of the areas in your life. And you want to be able to quickly get ahead of them before they get out of control. If you have tunnel vision on a goal or a mission, you're not going to be able to see the cracks in your relationships, the degradation of your fitness, or the enjoyment with your friends. There are other areas in life, and if they're important to you, you're going to make a special effort to see what their condition is, even as you're focusing on putting some super effort into another area. Woo! And lastly, and this is all about me, could be all about you. I don't know about you guys out there if you're control freaks or if you're just stubborn, or maybe you're kind of go with the flow. Hey, it's all you, right? You want to keep balance because it helps you to feel in control of your life. Let's talk about this for a second. A few of my students and a few of my clients, because I have both. I have a school and I have a coaching service. Yeah, I know. One day we'll have this conversation. But a few of them, they feel out of control. And when you feel out of control of your life, it's because you feel helpless. And when you feel helpless, it's because you feel like you don't have a say in what's going on in your life. How does it get to that point? How do you get to the point where you feel out of control of things happening to you? Well, you could just not be paying attention until it's too late. But if you were to pay more attention to the other areas in your life, you could see them begin to fall before they trip, and you could catch them before they hit the ground. There, of course, are other behavioral techniques to stop from feeling out of control, but stopping the problems before they get bad is definitely a way to feel like you have a say in your life. You're going to have fewer emergencies, and you're going to have a higher self-esteem because you are going to feel like things that are happening because you want them to, or because you are accepting to feel a certain way about them. But when you're surprised because you're not paying attention, that can definitely have a powerful effect on you. Okay, woo! See, I'm so excited. God bless the show notes. I love them. We're going to take a quick sponsorship break because we got to pay some bills, yo. At AllJoyInspired.store, we have a variety of gifts to give to someone who's making changes. Make them smile, whether that be a t-shirt or a funny coffee mug or even something inspirational. Our customer service is always standing by, and of course, we are a proud supporter of Beard Vet and Beard Vet products. AllJoyInspired.store, thank you for supporting our mission. Get in control of the things that are the most important to you to make sure that there's enough of you to go around and that all of these areas of your life receive the attention that you desperately want them to have, including time for you. How is it that you're going to do that? Well, it's an oldie but a goodie, and I'll explain it to you now. Yeah, I know a few of you have been watching this show for a while. You're going to be like, for real, woman? For real? This is your magic answer? Sorry to spring it on you guys, but it works for a reason. And I keep bringing it up for a reason. As someone who unfortunately and successfully lives with attention deficit disorder, who also has more obligations and responsibilities than I do have hours alive in a day, I can tell you, writing a list is your magic answer. It is, because it helps you prioritize your obligations, and making a list will help you to pay attention to each area of your life that deserves a part of you every day. And it'll also help you to remember to do something for you, for your mental health, for your comfort, for your personal success. Like yesterday, I was kind of tripping balls, right? I'm just going to share a little bit of a personal story because I was tripping balls yesterday. Had a lot happening. And then the bad word, faulty wiring in my office cost me another fortune to fix in an area that was not discovered before this point. I busted my butt all weekend to put the show together, to be here yesterday on time, ready to go. And then what happened? What happened? So however, because I had paid attention in other areas of my life, the day was not a complete loss. My animals got their love and their exercise. I was able to spend time with my wonderful, darling husband, who I adore. He's my best friend in the whole world. I got to, did I exercise yesterday? Shoot, I can't even remember what I did this morning. But I assume I did because I'm in a better mood today. So it couldn't have been a loss. And then I got to work on my studies because I'm still in school, if you can believe that. I'm still in school. But the list helped me to see today what I was not able to do yesterday, what needed my attention today. And then after this show, after we go home for the day, and everybody turns the lights off, because you better turn all the lights off when you leave this time. Well, let me tell you, I pay this electric bill, right? I pay this damn electric bill. It helps remind me of what I haven't done yet for the rest of the day. So when I go home, I'm going to pay attention to my husband, going to spend time feeding the value and the love of my marriage. And then I'm going to spend some time on myself and doing something that makes me happy. I don't know. I might polish my nails. I stopped wearing artificial nails when I stopped performing, but I haven't gotten a manicure in, it's been weeks. Just because money's a little tight, It gets that way. So I might do something nice for me. And then I'm going to look at my list and see what I have. And I might write another list for tomorrow, because you got to pay attention. Wow. Okay. So did I just give that up? No, we are totally on track, which completely surprises the crap out of me. So you're writing a list. Okay. And if you're new to writing a list, or you don't find much success keeping on top of writing a list, there are techniques that you can use to make these lists more successful. Now, I have some super resistant coaching clients who are super resistant to lists. And what we do is we retrain their brain. I help them to retrain the way that they see a list. And what we do is we assign a micro task. And by micro task, I mean something you probably do every day anyway, right? But put it on a list. And by putting a micro task on your list and checking it off, it's getting your brain used to using a list one, and then feeling like the list isn't that hard to do. Now, it's a little more complex than that, of course, but micro tasks. If you're having a hard time using a list, put down 3 things. Just 3. Just 3. And for the first week or 2, write down 3 things that you do anyway and get used to using a list. Now, there is software you can use. It's called Trello. I use Trello for all of my business bills and all of my red flagged obligations, right? Because the list goes to my phone, it goes to my computer, and frankly, the notification gets stuck in my head. 3 things, and make them tasks that you do every day. And then the next week, add 1 thing that's super easy to do that you can mix into that 3. So get rid of one of those 3 things and add in an actual task that maybe you don't do every day. And then a couple weeks later, add another, and then a couple weeks later, add another. Until about after a month, you've got 3 things to do. It works. It totally works. Woo! Okay, we're getting there, guys. It is hot in here. What in the hell? Vegas is cockeyed right now. I swear Mother Nature's got a serious bug in her rear end. It was like 50 degrees a couple weeks ago. Then it was like 95. And I don't know. I just want to go in my pool. All right, we're almost there. If you're having a hard time sticking to a list, there are other ways that you can keep reminders for yourself to help you keep a path of success. Now, when something's really important to you, but you've got a little bit of chaos happening, it's normal for things to get in the way. But what you're really trying to do is very important to you, and each of these areas deserves your attention. So not so bad, right? Totally not so bad. I'm keeping the videos much shorter. Yeah. Oh man, you guys, we're actually almost done for the day, which is pretty neat. There are other things that you can do other than using a list. I should say in conjunction with building a list, because the list is actually helping to program your brain. There are things that you can do to accessorize that effort, to strengthen that effort, to make it more sticky in your behavior. And one of those things is journaling. Journaling is different than writing a list because journaling includes your emotion, your hopes, thoughts about the future. The list is right here, right now, what you need to do. Journaling is a free-flowing expression. And I highly recommend journaling, especially if you're making changes in your life, which, by the way, one is available for sale in alljoyinspired.store. Wink, 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 wink. Wink, wink. You can use a calendar. I find a calendar a lot harder to use than writing a list or having the software, the Trello software, because a calendar is something I have to pull up, and a calendar is, unless it's like one of those paper ones, of course. I don't use a calendar, but some people might love it. You might love it. And if you love it, then more power to you, whatever helps, right? You could text yourself. Now, I do this sometimes. If something requires a lot of detail. I will text myself, or I will leave myself a voice note. Kind of like, what's that show? Suits. Well, you know, Louis Litt, he's always carrying around that dictaphone. Don't be assholes about it. But the dictaphone, and he's always talking to himself. I do that in my phone if it's something that requires much more detail or more information. So I'll remember it later, because part of being a person who lives with clinical depression, and I do manage clinical depression and attention deficit disorder, sometimes I have memory problems, and I'm always leaving myself notes. Or you could post-it notes. Good old-fashioned post-it notes. Those work too. For instance, I'm on my way to the office. I'm packing up my stuff at my house, and I put a Post-it note inside of this giant notebook that I have because I'm living the life of a rock star. And I wanted to remember what page I left off on. So I left a Post-it note. Yeah, pretty easy. Anything that helps you remember what it is that you need to do, even if it's just a reminder to go to that list or an extra enthusiasm, an extra encouragement to remember that you can do it. You know, when my husband has to get up for work, or whenever he would get deployed, and I know I wouldn't be home for whatever reason to say goodbye, whether he'd go to work or be deployed or whatever it is, I would write him a love note on the mirrors in the house. Or I would leave him love notes either in his car or in the refrigerator, of all things, or on the coffee maker. Love notes, Post-it notes, love notes to yourself to remind yourself to do these things that you at one point said is really important to you. Give yourself a little love, maybe have a few laughs. Okay. You know what time it is, right? You know what time it is. Okay, so what do you do if you're keeping a list, you're keeping track of all of your ideas, and you're trying really, really hard to pay attention to all of these areas in your life? What happens if for some reason something gets in the way and you don't make all of the things on your list? Well, I'm going to tell you. Not bad. It's not so bad at all. Okay. Especially when you're super new at doing this. When you are just getting your toes wet and you're just learning about changing behaviors or about creating a new path for yourself, even if you're not sure yet what that might be. It is important to remember you're human. You are a person. And when we've been living one way for so long and we're trying to make a different life, you're going to get some pushback. You're going to have some challenges. You are going to run into some roadblocks, and that's okay. And yes, there are a lot of tools that can help you be successful in your journey. Part of your journey is learning that it's not always going to be a smooth ride, and that's okay. So when something doesn't quite work out in the way that you really want it to, or things aren't happening as fast as you want them to, I have several classmates and several students of mine and several clients of mine who are launching new businesses, or they are expanding a business, or they are figuring out what it is that they want to do. And things aren't happening as fast as they really want them to. And some get discouraged and they give up, or they redirect their attention elsewhere because they don't think their effort is working. And they figure, just why bother, right? Why bother? I'm telling you, when you get to that point where you feel like giving up, just past that is when the magic starts to happen. I see, and this is me, and again, I'm going to interject, I don't know if that's the right word. I'm going to inject some of my personal beliefs into an example. I feel like when I'm at that point where I'm about to give up on something, that to me is my faith talking to me. That is my belief in a higher power testing me to see how badly I really want to make that change happen. And it's normally right after I accept that I need to keep going that something does happen. And if you don't believe in a higher power, right on. Okay, cool. It's totally cool. That's all you, boo. I'm not mad at you for it. That's just what I believe. But I'm telling you, as someone who has lived almost half a century in life, it's when you feel like giving up the very most that you should keep going. Keep going. Dust yourself off and tell yourself that going over this hump is the most important thing in life right now. Okay. Not to punish yourself, to just do better next time. If you fall behind on keeping new habits, that doesn't mean give up. It just means, okay, pick it up, start from right now. Don't worry about the past, and just do better from this point forward. That's it. It's super simple, you guys. Super simple. Give yourself credit for the changes you have made. A lot of times when we get zeroed in on something, we forget to celebrate the things that we've learned. We forget to celebrate all of the distance we've put between our old life and our new life. And that's still amazing. A lot of people forget that, and journaling is a great way to keep track. When you journal and you're having a bad day, you're able to look back at your own words and your own thoughts and see that prior to this particular point right now, you were in much worse shape, right? Yeah, journaling. Small changes every day. Make tiny, tiny changes and consider yourself successful. Okay, guys, one more sponsorship break and then we are going to get to the Q&A. Woo! At alljoyinspired.store, we have a variety of gifts to give to someone who's making changes. Make them smile, whether that be a t-shirt or a funny coffee mug or even something inspirational. Our customer service is always standing by, and of course, we are a proud supporter of Beard Vet and Beard Vet products. All Joy Inspired Store, thank you for supporting our mission. Ta-da! Now what you've all been waiting for, we are going to get to the Q&A. And then our announcements. Woo! Hi, Priya. Oh my gosh, it's my friend Priya Sudarsanam. Oh, she is one of our soul embodiment coaches. She is wonderful. I am hoping to get her on a show. I want to get her live on a show to talk to you guys because she's such an amazing person. I absolutely adore her. I adore her. We have Jamal Whitaker here. Hi, Jamal. Good to see you. Oh, where's my girl at? Oh, she said, hi, Ivan. You know, Ivan's a very popular man in our group. Ivan has spent a long time working for other people and decided recently, well, actually about a month or two ago, that he just said, that's not for me anymore. And he launched his own business. Like, high five to you, Ivan. Became a certified professional life coach, which I have love for. I have love. Okay. Oh, Chris. Chris is our resident bad boy. I feel the need to reintroduce him every time I see him because Chris gets banned from a lot of our shows. Not from our shows, but from a lot of the platforms which host our shows. Chris just keeps getting in trouble. Yeah, Chris is in that platform prison because Chris has a sparkling personality that tends to rub some people the wrong way. I think he's an absolute blast. What am I studying now? Woo, my goodness. Okay. So I'm constantly doing continuing education credits. One in life coaching, life skills, money management, because I would like to begin teaching more advanced money management skills. I'd like to create a course from remedial to regular ass people, I should say, because I don't have a degree in finance. What I do have is 30 years of life experience. But there are people who are smarter than me. So I'm studying finance. I'm studying business. I'm studying course creation. I'm studying so much. And of course, I'm always filling my brain with useless knowledge. You're shocked that he got banned? No. Again, we're talking about our resident bad boy, Chris, because Chris is always getting banned. God bless that man. He amuses the crap out of me because I'm not offended by different spectrums of beliefs, right? But Chris has a dark sense of humor, and he finds entertainment in the irrational behaviors of others. So Chris is kind of like one of my heroes. I live vicariously through him. Hello, Facebook user. I cannot see who you are. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. Oh, people. Hi, Chris. You know, there are a few people that call me Liz. In fact, I think you're the only one I know right now that calls me Liz. Everybody else calls me Elizabeth. I'm not mad about it. You can call me Liz if you want. Okay. Okay, some announcements, you guys. It looks like, looks like I kind of bored you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'll keep an eye on this for a sec. See if anybody. What? Thanks for the accolades, Chris. I swear you're like somebody I could hang out with and just have a couple bottles of wine and just shoot the breeze. I could see myself sitting in a rocking chair with my family and Chris and your family and just chopping it up. Like you honestly come across as that kind of guy. It doesn't even matter what the topic of discussion is. I feel like you would be an amazing person to hang out with. You should be, consider becoming a life coach, Chris. I'm serious. Consider it. When you have that ability to reach people and talk to people, even if you are a bit polarizing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, see, I told you, digging from darkness, living in light. It's kind of like a family. It is. We all take care of each other because we all want to get somewhere in life, and we know what the value of the support is. Jamal, I still got my eye on you. I'm still trying to get you on the show. I'm going to write it up and I'm going to contact you with the link. Okay, you guys, we have some announcements. Oh, where am I at right now? We have some announcements. Oh, okay. So we moved the show from Saturday to Monday. That's not working out. That is not working out for me. So what I am going to do, and I'm hoping you're all very happy about this, is, excuse me. I'm going to move the show back to Saturday. It was recommended to me by my mentor to consider a different day of the week because it means more people could join the show live. And I'm telling you, as somebody with very heavy obligations on my Monday through Friday, I mean like obscenely heavy obligations, that having a show during the week, let alone the first day of the week, it's not working. So we are going to have an extra broadcast this week on Saturday. We're returning to every Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are continuing to develop our production skills because we are guided and mentored by Benny Maines of Philadelphia. So for those of you in Digging from Darkness, Living in Light who are working on creating live broadcasts for your businesses, and if you're having a hard time getting the show off the ground, talk to Benny. Talk to Benny. Benny has taken my live broadcast from 0 to what you see right now. Benny will watch your live broadcast. Benny will then mentor you to make your broadcast more interesting, look better, and to format it in a way that doesn't exhaust you and still comes across as entertaining and informative. I can't recommend Benny enough. He has been pivotal in the change in my broadcast. So Benny Maines, thank you, Benny. You're a lifesaver. I love you. All right, where are we at? Okay, one more announcement. Alljoyinspired.store. We are getting some professional help. You guys are going to start seeing more ads online for that because I got some help. It's a lot to handle. Holy crap. I'm still developing new products. I'm designing and developing and what's the word I'm looking for? It wouldn't be publishing. It would be producing new products for you guys and importing new stuff. And it's just, oh my God. But I do listen to you. And if there's something you would like to see in the store to be made available for sale, tell me. I will do my darndest to find it, to get it listed and available at a very reasonable price, because something that I highly believe in is that the economy sucks right now. It does. It's absolute crap. And it has nothing to do with politics. So we don't need to walk down that path, right? But the economy for everyone sucks right now. And that means people have less money to spend, but I still want to share the joy. I still want to be able to share the laughs and the joy and the tools of success in our All Joy Inspired collection. We have tools for people to use for schooling or my coaching clients, tools for them to use. So I price things very, very affordably. And not only do I price things very affordably in the store, I give extra discounts for military members, first responders, and all of their family members. And what that means when I say military members, I mean if you're active duty, if you are a reservist, if you are guard, if you are prior service or if you are retired. Prior service, whether you went in and didn't want to make a life of it. So you served and you said, okay, something different's right for me. You count too. And all of your family members, your children, your spouses, brothers, sisters, everybody. And same goes for our first responders, our police, our firefighters, our paramedics, our school teachers. I mean, I should probably write that in there. But yeah, 20% discount, even if something is on sale. So please support our mission. Go to the store. Go to alljoyinspired.store. Hold on one second. I got this right here. I got this right here. Yeah, see, that's a button I forgot to push. Please go to alljoyinspired.store. There are things as low as $5 and nothing is over $100. In fact, I don't even think anything is even close to that. But we have lots of funny t-shirts. We have stickers. We have All Joy Inspired stuff. There's something for everybody. And if something that you want is not in the store, let me know and I will figure out a way to make it happen. All right, you guys, that is it for today. And don't forget, we are going to be back this Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for good. Every Saturday from this day forward. But I want to say thank you to everyone for continuing to give me a reason to wake up every day and make my life a more fulfilling experience by reaching out to those of you who are figuring things out. So thank you for being a part of my life. I'll see you guys next Saturday.